Hello everyone, Debbie here. Welcome back to Barossa Valley Crafts. Today we're going to make a really quick, easy shaker card. So with all the new people to card making out there, there's so many techniques that there is to learn. And this is one of the most popular ways to make a card. So I'm just going to show you a really easy way to do one. So to start off with, we have a card base. So this one is 11 by 4 3/4 inches, or if you work in centimetres, it's 12 by 28.3 centimetres, and folded in half to make a 5.5 by 4 3/4 card base. Then I've cut a piece of decorative paper that's going to sit on the background, and this one is 5 1/4 or 13.3 centimetres, so 5 1/4 inches or 13.4 centimetres, or by 4.5 inches or 11.5 centimetres. You don't have to make the card this size. You can make it whatever size you like. And then I've cut a piece of clear acetate the same size as the decorative paper. So 5 1/4 by 4.5 inches. So that's exactly the same size. So what we're going to do to start with is we're going to attach this piece of paper to the base card. So I'm just going to pop that on here. So I'm just using Couture Creations all-purpose art glue for this. You can, if you prefer, use double-sided tape, but I'm just going to use glue. Make sure if you're using the glue that you don't have it so when you put it on it runs out the edges. And we'll just pop that into place. It's got a little bit of wiggle room, so you can wriggle it into place. Okay, so now we'll just pop that aside for a minute. So what I've done next, so I've got some Couture Creations foam strips, and I'm going to attach those to the back. I've already started to save a bit of time. Now, if you wanted to have a lot of shaker elements in here, you could do 2 layers, but I'm only going to do the 1 layer. Just depends how high you want the card. So what I'm doing is just running that right along the edge of the acetate. So when you're doing this, make sure everything joins, because if you've got gaps, your shaking elements will fall out through the gaps. Now once you've done that, if you've got an embossing buddy, use that. If not, just use powder or cornstarch or something, and just rub that on the inside. So this is done to prevent your shaking elements from sticking too much to the edges. Then just give it a quick wipe to stop some of the static from being on there. Then I have used some double-sided adhesive around the front over the top of where that foam tape is. So I'm running it right along. You'll see why I'm doing that in a moment. And I'll just trim that off. So that is now all the way around the card. Got hair there. Okay, so that's got that. So in the next step, we're going to pop this over here, but before we do that, we're going to add our shaker elements. So I've just got here some little bits of confetti type stuff that it's a bit glittery. So I'm going to very carefully place some of that in the centre of the card. Now, if you want to, you can stamp or add pictures to the background. If you're adding die cuts, you need to be careful that all the little bits and pieces don't get stuck on them. That's why I thought I would try it this way, where we're going to decorate the front of the card. Now, I've got to try and keep these to the middle. You don't have to use these. If you've got glitter, you can use glitter. You can use anything you like in there. Just close that off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the backing tape from the foam tape, and I'm going to place that over the top of here. Now I've only removed it from two sides so I can place it properly. Kind of mislined it there. Hopefully I can peel this off. Try again. All right. Just make sure those glitter bits are in. Now I'll try again and line it up properly. Here we go. Okay. And then I'll just remove the tape from the other two corners or edges. You need to try and make sure you don't have any of your glitter or your shaking elements under the edge where you're sticking down. Okay, so we'll just push that on. And then I'll just pop the lid on my glue before that dries. So now there's your shaking elements for your card. But what we're going to do now is I've cut some 1/4 inch wide strips, the same as the backing paper, so we can cover this part underneath. So I'm going to remove the backing tape from one side. Just lift that a bit. And then attach that so it fits over the tape and it will then cover up underneath. Okay, so now we'll remove the tape, backing. And I'll put the other end on. So again, lining it up. Oh, let's see if I've got the right piece here. Here we go. So lining that up so it matches the edge of your card and over that tape. And then we'll do the same on the others. Now with the others, I'm just going to butt it up like so, and then just trim this off. And we'll do the same to the other side. So this is a very easy way to make shaker cards. And just trim that. So there we go. So now what I've done is I bought Craft magazine from the shop, from my local news agency, and it had this in there as a free gift. So all I've done is I've just pulled out some of the elements from here. So I've pulled out a couple of fairies and cut a background to fit that size. I can't remember how long ago I got this. It was quite a while ago. But I have pulled out some elements from there, and this is what we're going to stick on the front. So I've already put some double-sided adhesive on the backs of these, ready to attach them. Now you can't use glue because you're sticking onto acetate. The glue, when it dries, it will just pop off. It will not stick to it. So you'll need a double-sided adhesive if you're doing it on the front of the acetate. If you're doing it on the inside of the card, you can glue it, but you just need to be careful that you don't get glue everywhere. I'm having trouble getting that piece off. Let's try again. Here we go. Can be a little bit fiddly, but I think it's worth it for the end result. Okay, so now I'm going to place her. I've got a little bit of tape hanging over the edge there, so I'll tuck that in. So I'm going to sit her over here. And I'll put the other little fairy here. Now again, you don't have to use the same papers or pictures that I'm using. You can use anything that you've got in your stash. So you don't necessarily need to go out and buy much. I mean, if you've already got this foam tape, then that will certainly help, because you need to be able to raise your acetate from the background to allow for the shaking elements in there. So while I'm doing this, I'll just let you know that I do have a couple of Facebook groups. One's called Card Making for Beginners and Beyond. The other one's called Barossa Valley Crafts. I will add the links in the description. If you'd like to join, you're more than welcome. A couple of questions there to answer to join. And we'll just pop this one down here. And that's done. So very quick, easy card. Oh, hang on. We haven't put this one on yet. I'll just pop some tape on the back of this. So I just need a couple of pieces. I'll pop that up in this corner. So like all cards, often the longest part of making a card is deciding what papers you're going to use and how you're going to decorate. So there we go. And there's your shaker card. So a bit of fun. And you can do them to suit any occasion you like. And then on the inside, obviously, you can put your greetings. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please do give me the thumbs up. And please come and join us in the Facebook groups. Thank you for joining me. Bye.